Hello, my name is Toma Magaji, and I'm here to present my presentation for my final major project. So in this presentation, I'll be going through my thoughts and ideas and inspirations about how I came up with my game ideas and how these helped me to, fully, get my idea to like a fleshed out kind of basis. And then I'm also talking about the softwares I'm using in order to do my final idea, and then going over the reason I'm doing this. So my client, which is Distinct Studios, has given me the theme of dimensions. The Distinct Studios has commissioned me to make a playable game demo, an animated short, or a brand new IP based on the theme dimensions. And what's called? The age range for this can be PEGI 16. So my interpretation of dimensions. So when I first thought the word dimensions, I thought of like the multiverses, alternate realities, but there's also another meaning to that, which is spatial dimensions, which include 0D, 1D, 2D, 3D, and 4D. So they talk about the size and the position of where it is in space. So how its position is like the coordinates, like for example, like a 3D plane. Like you got the coordinates of X, Y, and Z. Those what represents spatial dimensions. So my first idea is where you catch interdimensional beasts. So you go around catching dimensional beasts, and because you need to you just collect dimensional beasts because you do it for research purposes, because you were an explorer who was looking in a foreign library, and then you discovered upon a relic which was activated, and then brought you into another world where you have to adapt to, like, you have to catch dimensional beasts. So the mechanic is taming. So you tame different beasts, and how I want this to work in different dimensions is that you have to solve puzzles for them, or give them treats that earn their trust. And I think the USP of this idea is that obviously you got like different dimensions that are not always going to be the same, but also a game. I don't think there's any other game that's like we have to catch or tame dimensional beasts. So my inspirations for idea is that so when I was thinking of this idea, I thought of God of War Ragnarok, where there was a creature that can tear through different realms, and I thought that would be a good idea for beasts, because the animal that rips through the dimension is a wolf. And then I thought of Far Cry Prime, because in the mechanic one of them cool mechanics is taming, where you can tame animals from prehistoric times, and you can also ride them too. Well, my second idea is where you play as a shark, and your objective is to become the apex predator of all the different dimensions. So the core mechanic is eating and evolving. So the more you eat, you get different types of collectibles that help you with your shark evolution, as you also mutate through different dimensions. As you mutate through different dimensions, you also turn to you adapt to that different dimension. So you gain different abilities, for example, electrocurrent dimension, you can turn into electric shot, and that could be used as a combat mechanic as well. The USP for this is that I say you're traveling between underwater realms and the shark evolution, because I like the idea of mutations. So this inspiration is from Subnautica, Hungry Shark World, and Man-Eater. I took inspiration from Subnautica with the deep sea exploration, because they have different types of biomes which I like, that are used to separate the different areas of the ocean. And Hungry Shark World, I like the mutation idea, where they have another game mode where the sharks you use are like adapted or fit into the ocean, and man-eaters, because those are different types of mutations, but it's also, I like the idea of it being story-driven. I like that kind of aspect, because this game is just, there's not really much story to it. So my third idea is where you've been robbed by these dimensional thieves, and because you're the owner of a museum. So your job is to collect those artifacts back, and the core mechanics will be you have a radar, so you can track your artifacts. So yeah, radar. And then I think the USP of this game idea is that you have different unique environmental interactions. So I want different dimensions to be its own enemy. So like, such as if there's a dimension where it's full of poison, you have to like I'd say if it's a dimension full of poison, you have to like get different like air bubbles in order to survive the environment. And then I also think it's USP because I don't really see another game out there like this. My inspiration for this game idea, how I got this idea is from in this game from Batman Arkham Knight. They have an evidence archive room of different villains that Batman has defeated, and I thought they have different like weapons or showcases of what they use, and I thought that would be a good concept. And I thought of Sly Cooper using time because the guy is a master thief. So I thought, how about the reason why you have to collect these dimensional artifacts. So the traditional idea I've gone for is idea 3. I feel like the idea of exploration and puzzle solving and environmental challenges are really good, and because every different dimension has its own unique laws of physics and rules. Also like the flexibility of this game idea because I can mix and I can make each dimension dynamic. So I can like change the way or how it's done, on how dimensions go through, how the players go through dimensions. So I'll be making this game on Unreal Engine. I feel like the advantage I have is that my technical skills. I feel like because I'm more familiarized myself with this game engine, I feel like I do well. But the weakness is that my time management. I feel like over this whole course of project, this time management will be my biggest enemy. And how I can counter this is if I make a Gantt chart or some sort of thing where I can manage my progress throughout each step of the way. Any questions? Or that's it.
Okay, thank you first of all, Tony. Okay, I think you've got maybe two very interesting ideas with lots of potential. One of them I'm not quite sure about yet. Maybe it's not fleshed out enough, perhaps. Personally, I felt the first 2 ideas were a bit stronger than the third idea, your chosen idea. So I think maybe you should have a little think about it before you finalize your choice on that. Yeah. Any questions from anyone else? No? Okay, so you've got maybe a lot of work to do in building any one of these ideas, and you said time management is your biggest enemy, and you're going to be using a plan and what have you. I wanted to know, are you considering to create your own assets, or are you going to be acquiring assets?
I think I'll do 50-50, so some will be my own, and some will be like assets from Fab, under engine Fab, so.
Okay, and then for the first 2 ideas, I was curious as to how the player transitions into each world. Like, for example, say the second idea of the shark swimming through different oceans in different dimensions. Will it just sort of transition in smoothly, or do you have to fly into some sort of portal? Or
yeah, you have to fly into some sort of portal. Yeah.
Right. Okay. I quite like this idea of you appearing differently as soon as you emerge in the new dimension, and then having to then explore what strengths and weaknesses you have in that world, and and what things you can interact with and how the interaction differs from the previous world. I felt there was a lot of scope there, and it's still relatively a simple idea. We start flowing from A to B, isn't it? So yeah, I mean, personally, I would say the second idea is probably the one to sort of look into a bit more, but we'll leave it there. Okay, thank you.